Let us continue to the last session. That is, we are discussing the NLP. We also discussed the advantages and applications of this NLP. Next one is building the NLP pipeline. So what is the input to a particular NLP? That is nothing but the text. That text may be a paragraph or whole document. So whenever the text is input to a particular NLP, the very first step is the segmentation. That is, the whole text is going to be divided into sentences. Then the next step is tokenization. The sentence we are going to convert it into small tokens. And after tokenization, we are going to perform the stemming. After stemming, we are going to perform the lemmatization. These two are almost equal. The difference of the stemming and lemmatization, I'll make you clear with one example in the coming slides. And the next one is for that particular input, we are going to tag the parts of speech, like whether that particular word belongs to noun or verb or adjective, any preposition, what it belongs, that is parts of speech tagging. Then we are going to identify the named entity recognition, like that in that particular sentence or word belongs to a name or organization or any other company. Like that, we are going to divide it into as named entity recognition, and then at last we are going to get the output as the parsed text. So these are the main steps in this NLP pipeline. Then let us see one by one step. Let us elaborate each step with an example. Sentence segmentation, I already told you, the very first step for building the NLP pipeline. It breaks the paragraph into separate sentences. So let us consider the following paragraph. This is the paragraph you can see. It contains 5 lines. Now, once you perform segmentation, the output will be, it produces the result as something like this. Each sentence, it is going to divide it into sentence. That is, see here, whenever there is an end to this particular full stop, it is going to be given as one sentence. So this is one sentence, this is one sentence, and this means that paragraph we are going to convert it into sentence. This is the very first step in the NLP pipeline. Next one is the word tokenization. So name itself indicates that it is used to break that particular sentence into separate words or token. A token is nothing but a word. Now, just see the example. NGIT offers corporate training, summer training, online training, and winter training. So this particular sentence, we are going to convert it into tokens. So each and every word, even including the commas and full stops also, it is going to be converted it into tokens. You can see here, comma, full stop, each and everything will be converted into tokens in the second step of the NLP pipeline. So that is word tokenization. Next one is stemming. Stemming is used to normalize words into its base form or the root form. That is, in a particular sentence, you might be seeing the words like celebrate, celebrated, and celebrating. But these all will be having a root word called as celebrate. So instead of you 3 times dividing it into, in the tokenization, we have divided it into 3 words. But coming to the stemming, combines all these 3 words into one root word, that is called as the celebrate. So, but the biggest problem with the stemming is sometimes it forms a root word which may not have the meaning. It doesn't give you the dictionary word. See, just the example, see here. In a particular sentence, we have intelligence, intelligent, and intelligently. All these words are originated with a single root word called as intelligent. But there is no specific meaning for this word. That is what the small limitation with stemming. To overcome this limitation, after stemming, we are going to perform the other task, that is lemmatization. Lemmatization is also quite similar to the stemming, but it is used to group different inflected words of the word we call generally it as the lemma. The main difference between stemming and lemmatization is it produces the root word which has a meaning. That is what the difference between stemming. Lemmatization produces a word which has meaning. Suppose the same example what we have seen, intelligence, intelligent, and intelligently, that if you do lemmatization, means if you perform lemmatization, it will give you the word as intelligent. We know that it has a meaning. That is what the difference between the stemming and the lemmatization. Next, identifying the stop words. In English, we know that there are so many words that appear very frequently, like is, and, they, the, that. So these are all nothing which have very less importance in a particular sentence. So we are going to remove that we call them as the stop words, which have the less significant in a particular paragraph. So that stop words we are going to filter out before doing any statistical analysis. Before you go for statistical analysis, it's a good practice that we have to remove the stop words. So if you see that he is a good boy, then he is a will be removed, only good and boy will be given as the output. Next one, dependency parsing. It's nothing but the finding out the relationship between the words in the sentence and how they are related to each other. Okay, so this is what dependency parsing. Next one is POS tags. What is this POS? It is nothing but the parts of speech tags. Okay, parts of speech. POS stands for parts of speech, which includes, you know, the parts of speech in English, that is noun, verb, adverb and adjective. It indicates how a word function with its meaning as well as grammatically within the sentences. When we see a sentence, we need to tag these parts of speech to find out whether it is a meaningful and grammatically it's correct or not. Okay, so a word can has one or more parts of speech based on the context in which it is used. So suppose if you take an example of a book, if you used in one context, that book may be a noun, that is a textbook which we are going to read. Suppose I want to book a flight ticket or I want to book a train ticket, then in that cases that book may become a verb. That means depending on the different context, each word may be have different parts of speech tagging. So that we need to find out. So with to find out that with the help of NLP, it uses a technique called as the parts of speech tagging. Next one, named entity recognition. It is a process of detecting the named entity, like such as person name or the movie name or organization name or location, depending upon the sentence or the input what we give to the NLP pipeline. So example here, like Steve Jobs introduced iPhone at the Macworld conference in San Francisco, California. Like if you take this one, so here the main thing named entity recognition is we want to highlight this Steve Jobs. Okay, in the such cases we are going to use this named entity recognition. And next one, the last step is chunking. So chunking is used to collect the individual piece of information and grouping them into bigger piece of sentences. Okay, we already started dividing it into pieces, but at last we have to group them into bigger pieces of those sentences. So that process generally we call it as the chunking. Thank you.